Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back here. And I think when you look at what we have now setting up for Super Bowl 50, the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos, we'll start off with the NFC Championship game. And obviously, I think the biggest takeaway is what a thrashing that one was. And if you looked at just the score line alone, 49-15, the Panthers beating the Cardinals, you would think that this was just a complete mismatch of all proportions. But it's not. Carolina and Arizona might have the two best rosters in the NFL. They really have depth and talent on all levels. They are so deep, it's not even funny. But I think the one thing that separates them is quarterback, and that's always the difference. A quarterback will always be exposed for who he truly is when it matters most. Carson Palmer had a terrific regular season, but he showed in that game who he really is and who he always has been. He was, I'm going to use the word embarrassing. When Cam Newton, when they got turnovers in that game, and then Carson Palmer just returns the favor by throwing an interception of his own, it almost was laughable to a point how terrible that performance was. I love Bruce Arians. I think he has an incredible football team, but one thing he does not have is a quarterback. That was evident in this game, and again, you will only get to a certain point in the National Football League without a quarterback. The days are gone where a guy like a Trent Dilfer can win can win a Super Bowl. Those days are gone where Brad Johnson can win a Super Bowl. It doesn't happen anymore. You can't win with a Carson Palmer. You need a Cam Newton. You need a Peyton Manning. You need a Russell Wilson. It doesn't happen anymore. I think, though, you look at this game and the biggest takeaway is, my goodness, how is anyone going to stop the Carolina Panthers right now? And again, I won't get into the Super Bowl predictions just yet, but I think they have all the elements to win. They remind me so much of Seattle 2 years ago. They have great phases everywhere. I think Ron Rivera is an even better coach than Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, look, the thing I like about both of them is obviously his nickname is Riverboat Ron. He's not afraid to take chances like Pete Carroll. But I think his team's a little bit more composed at times than the Seahawks were. And the biggest thing, obviously, for the growth factor has been Cam Newton. I was a little concerned when they got shut out in that game against Seattle in the second half. I thought he was a little bit rattled, but my goodness, the one thing you always have to say about this Panthers team is they are always so fired up. They're always ready for every second of every game, and I think that speaks to the youth on that side. This is a largely young team. I mean, the most important positions in the NFL, linebacker, quarterback, they have the best linebacker in the NFL, Luke Kuechly, and he's so young. You have the best quarterback in the NFL right now, Cam Newton, and he is so young as well. The core of this team is extremely young, and they are the best at their position. The one area you're worried about is depth at receiver, the skilled player positions, but that hasn't hampered them one bit. Ted Ginn has been incredible for them during this postseason run. Devin Funchess, guys like that, Jonathan. So I mean, they have I think the third longest run in NFL history with 31 consecutive 100-yard rushing games behind a running back. Stewart has been incredible for them. They have all the elements to win, and obviously they have the 6th-ranked best defense in the NFL. I heard Mike Golick this morning say he doesn't believe that they're even better than that. They played up to that ranking, and I completely agree. I really think this defense is number 2 behind the Denver Broncos. Just again, if they have a shutdown corner in Josh Norman. They have the best linebacker in the game with Luke Kuechly. Obviously, Thomas Davis had the broken arm, but he had surgery on that today, and he said he won't miss the Super Bowl for anything. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think they have all the elements to win. They have a running back they can depend on. They have the best quarterback in football. They have a shutdown corner. They have the best linebacker in the game. And they have depth on special teams who could put them in great field position. They have the speed to boot it all. And I think they have good head coaching. All those elements, I think, put them in position to really win the Super Bowl this year. But I think that game last night was really a testament to everything that Carolina has been doing. And again, Arizona is a great team. This is one of the best rosters in the NFL. The one thing they don't have is a quarterback. You can't win anything, folks, in the NFL without a quarterback. for people who were debating this game, and I think a lot more people debated this one than they did with New England and Denver, which I completely agree with, is 90% of these games are determined by who's the better quarterback. If you given me a matchup where I have to take Carson Palmer over Cam Newton, I was never, ever going to do that. You just can't. Carson Palmer, like my philosophy always says, is the better quarterback will always win, and the true quarterbacks will always show you who they are. He's shown us who he is over his career, and not an effective postseason quarterback, not good enough when the moment is at its biggest. He clearly showed that again last night. Cam Newton lived for the pressure, and he was incredible. I thought it was just one of those games where it was something that starts an era, and I think Carolina is certainly in a position now where they're going to be playing for their first Super Bowl in a long, long time. Cam's first ever, where they're in a position where they could really set the standard for something special. Again, they remind me so much of that Seattle team 2 years ago. Depth everywhere all over the field. They have true stars at the most important positions. They're well coached. They're young. They have energy that's so hard to match. They're a great, great football team. Arizona is one position away from being in Carolina's spot, but that's a hard position to fill. It is a very difficult one to fill in, and until they fill that, they're not going to be getting any further. And I think they seriously need to take a look at where they stand, because Carson Palmer, again, don't get fooled by what he did in the regular season. I know he was great. Postseason football is a different matter altogether. There's no comparing postseason football to what they did in that game. It is just a different beast all on its own. But Carolina and the Denver Broncos are set up for Super Bowl 50. We'll be here all week moving into the next one, ready for that one. I cannot wait. We'll be breaking it down every night until I have the final winner, and of course until I get the jersey of the team. That is what the official mark is of who I think is going to win it. But until then, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. Follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll be back very soon.